What's up? What's up? This is the Ice-T Show. This is your girl, Tia B. And we about to go into the new joint of the day. We got that Lil Marvin, The Bop Part 1. That's right. He from Louisville, Kentucky. So show some love. Lil Marvin, The Bop. Let's go.
I don't know anything about the bop. I know more about the bop.
That's all I've been hearing around here. Bop, 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 bop.
Dancing King in my day.
Me too,
You know, I can still get out and do the bop.
Can.
Yeah. All I need to do is just a little bit of music behind it. Yeah.
Granddad, look at this. It's the Bob. Part of it?
What is all this excitement about? What is it?
It's the Bob.
The who? The who?
It's the Bob.
Bob. Y'all don't know nothing about the bop.
Yes,
I can teach you how to do the bop. They used to call me the Bop King in my day. Y'all don't know nothing about bop. Y'all know. I did.
Everybody knows how to do the Bob.
Everybody know how to do the bop.
Yeah.
You know how to do the bop?
Yeah.
You know how to do the bop?
Yep.
All right, let me see y'all do the bop.
K-State the engineer, Juliano shit.
Cross your rail, cross your left with the old back stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-stepper. Two-stepper, gon' bop, bop, and slide to the left. Strong head and turn it around, jig with the two-stepper. Cross your rail, cross your left with the old back stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-stepper. Two-stepper, gon' bop, bop, slide to the left. Strong head, turn it around, jig with the two-stepper. Flag guy, yeah, I'm fitted out. Got the money in my pocket, yeah, I'm cashing out. Got hella bands, I love to make it rain. I got the entourage on side of me like a major pain. I eat the beat like a piece of meat. If tigers was around, they would have a feast. I eat the beat like a piece of meat. If tigers was around, they would have a feast. Cross your left with the old gang stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-step. Cross your left with the old gang stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-step. Cross your left with the old back stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-stepper. Two-stepper, gon' bop, bop, and slide to the left. Strong head and turn it around, jig with the two-stepper. Cross your left with the old back stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-stepper. Two-stepper, gon' bop, bop, slide to the left. Strong head, turn it around, jig with the two-step. I be digging it, I be feeling it. Steady pop, everybody killing it. The beat banging, we club banging. Everybody keeping up, no one left hanging. Right leg, left leg. Don't work it out, shorty, no heat. I got my little youngest with they friends. Everybody showing out, doing the money dance. Cross your left with the old gang stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-step. Cross your left with the old gang stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-step. Cross your left with the old back stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-step. Two-step, gon' bop, bop, and slide to the left. Strong head and turn it around, jig with the two-step. Cross your
left with the old back stepper. Turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-step. Two-step, gon' bop, bop, slide to the left. Strong head, turn it around, jig with the two-step.
Stepper, turn your shoulder, Ricky Bobby jig with the two-stepper, two-stepper, gon' bop, bop, slide to the left, go ahead, turn it around, jig with the two-step.
See, Granddad, we told you couldn't do the Bob.
I told you I could do the bop. I know I can.
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky, rise up. KRS-One, March 9th, 2018. I'm doing the Knowledge Fest. I'm bringing it right there. We're gonna go deep into African studies, deep into black culture. Make sure you're there. You could also go to KRS-One.com. That's KRS-One.com. I got a Black History lecture going on there, and you can get the album, The World Is Mine, M-I-N-D. March 9th, 2018, Knowledge Fest, Louisville, Kentucky. See you there.
That's a leap behind a video rapper. You know the chop climber, tapper. Down goes another
All right, and we're back to Ice-T Show. We're about to go to our special interview today. We have Louisville's very own Fatah. He's in the building, and he is coming here to talk about the Knowledge Fest.
Yes, how you doing?
Talking to the mic, man.
Well,
Talking to the
doing
mic.
well.
Okay, how you doing?
Come on. Talking to the
There
mic,
I go,
man.
there
Yeah,
I
I'm
go.
scared, man.
Yeah, no, trust
Get
me,
some
I'm not
knowledge, get some
scared.
knowledge to spread, right?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
That's what it's about. The Knowledge Fest this year is gonna. Our main guest and our special guest is gonna be none other than KRS-One. KRS-One, Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone, or everybody. And he's a hip hop pioneer that's gonna actually focus on hip hop history, African culture, and the fifth element of hip hop, which is knowledge, that has been left out of all of our music in today's generation. And the ones that do have the knowledge that has that element in their music, they just simply don't play. And it's not that they're whack. Some of it's whack. I'm keeping it real, but some of it, most of it is not. They still maintain that. So we need to. The Knowledge Fest composes of not just hip hop, but African history and Black history.
Right.
That's
It's
what
a
it-
lecture series.
It's a lecture series. It's not just where he's going to come and just spit and leave. No,
Right.
he's going to come and we're going to dig in deep. We got other guests there too, where we're going to actually emphasize
So, he's going to touch on a variety of topics.
a variety of topics. The most of it is going to be the culture of hip hop
Okay.
and the vibration of hip hop and how it started and from where it is now and how it intertwines with African culture.
Okay.
The reason why we say African, because that is the base of the crowd that Knowledge Fest induce or try to reach out. You know, we don't really call ourselves black, that's just a color, but we still, it's just a colloquial word that we have become to learn to use. That's part of the knowledge that we induce on, and we don't just sit there and talk, we actually show you proof, and we dig in deep. Most of the festivals is really edutainment, education and entertainment combined. Nowadays they left the education out. So we hear an artist that come down, instead of them just singing that is their art, but what other than that can they do? Because they have an influence over the audience. They have an influence over the people. So with that much influence, even though they don't like to call themselves a leader, they are a leader.
Right.
Believe it or not. So that's what we do. Yeah.
Okay, so it's interesting that you said that it entwines hip hop, you know, and then the African,
Yeah.
diaspora. So you used the word African. I just recently heard not too long ago, what's his name, Waka Flocka.
He
He
said
did
he's
not
not
want to
black.
identify
African.
with being
Right,
African.
because
So, you know, you call it the Knowledge Fest, and
Yeah.
he also admitted that he wasn't, sure. He was kind of confused regarding his identity.
well, you got to look at the word African now has become a mainstream word for quote unquote black. The people, from my understanding, from my knowledge, and from my reading and studying upon it, we're not African. He's exactly correct. If you look at his skin tone, if you look at his features, and we have been taught that everybody who identify themselves as black over here has came from a boat from over in
Right,
Africa.
during the Middle
And that's
Passage,
that's just a lie.
Exactly.
When
That
you
we were
actually
still-
dig in deep
we were
down the
here.
rabbit hole, you'll find out that this land is really our land. And this is our forefathers' fault. We still was in wars. Look up something called the Barbary Wars. Look up something called the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Look up something called the Sundry Moors. Look up what the word Moor mean. Who was George Washington writing? The Emperor of Morocco back in the 1700s. Why did he have to write someone to ask to perform or to engage in commerce? Why was Morocco the first country to recognize the United States doing commerce, not recognize it as a nation? So that's a misnomer itself. So that's what the Knowledge Fest is about. So he's exactly right. But we use the word African to identify togetherness because we all descended from Africa.
Right.
But that don't mean that we're all African.
Right.
We didn't become African as a nation or as a people until we were split. Then we were considered, okay, we're black. Because we weren't considered black until we actually over here. That's a word that they made up over here to identify ourselves. And if you really look at that, that means you're not a person, place, or thing.
Right.
You're an
Your
adjective.
color.
You're something like, in law, it's something called a misnomer of identity. So that's why you don't have a status, but we go in on that. That's what the Knowledge Fest is about. This particular festival is not the same festivals or black festivals that you see that have the drummers and the dancers and somebody up there. It seems like you're in church service sometimes where you can't express yourself, you can't cuss, you can't use can I use the word?
The N-word.
The N-word, or whatever the situation. We allow us to be who we are at this festival. Like last year when we had David Banner. Do you? We can't continue to censor what we are, who we are, our language. You know, a lot of that stems from what they call from Christianity and church. But then a lot of the Christians, they worse. Then, then you know, how can they sit there and talk about somebody cussing and you know? But that's just one of them. That's to my people. But that's what the Knowledge Fest is about. It's hip hop themed, hip hop. But look at the other guests also: Taj Tariq Bey, Sabir Bey, Abdullah Bey. These are brothers that are that is out there in the community to teach about etymology, to teach about civics, law, to take a second look at the books to see what's really going on versus just, you know, the hip hop is what draws the people.
Right.
So that's the entertainment of it. But it's a plus and a win-win situation when you have an artist that can spit on the mic and perform and they have a little knowledge. Because nowadays they scared to talk about anything black or anything knowledgeable. They scared. You know, maybe they don't know how to flip their money. Maybe they just ignorant with their money, and they feel that this particular company that's paying them is the all in all. So,
well, do you think that, like, even if you are out here doing your thing, that, you know, I've heard in the past, like, systems like the CIA, they get involved, they infiltrate, and they, like, you know, cause disruption to the, like, where we are not able to organize. What do you think are some of the causes that prevent us to have, like, a black leader? Because I know, like, Dr. Umar, you had him as a guest during the Knowledge Fest before. But then there's some things going on with him, as, you know, regarding even us trying to show him support. I think our community's kind of torn on
well, that's the part of that is our religious aspect. We have to ask ourselves, who taught that Negro preacher how to read back in the 1800s?
True.
It was his person who was mentoring him, which wasn't us. So that passiveness of our people always make it where we have to have a savior complex for a leader. He had to be squeaky clean, he had to have a family, he had to have this particular image to lead the people. All of that is fake. That's the same as someone you know, not putting on their drawers in the morning. We all human. We bleed the same, we breathe the same air. So we can't expect, because I'm not perfect at all, and I don't look at myself as a leader, but we can't keep continuing to expect this squeaky clean leader to come out that don't have anything, because if you notice this year and last year, it's all about exposure. Well, we're exposing this person. Well, we're exposing this. How about we expose the people who's exposing? You see what I'm saying? So we can't,
to the glass house.
right, we can't keep continuing to have this particular squeaky clean savior complex where somebody have to come and lead us and save us to do something, and they have to be squeaky clean. When the last general you seen at war that's squeaky clean? Why would you want a squeaky clean general anyway? You want someone that has a little bit of ruggedness. You want someone that has a little bit of all-around aspect of being a leader. It's not just how he sound or what he talk about. Martin Luther King wasn't squeaky clean. It's a lot of people, Malcolm X and so forth. So that's my take on that.
Okay, all right. So, there's also going to be spoken word too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right now, it's not. We're not. This year, last year we had more of a show, and it was a good show. But this year we're going to focus more on this knowledge because we're slipping away from that. We're going to have a couple of artists that's going to perform. We're going to have some spoken word. I don't know who's going to exactly be the spoken word. It's just going to be a surprise. Really, I leave it open to certain people who want to come up and say some things, but they know how I am. It's got to be raw. It's got to be rugged. It can't be soft. It can't be nothing that's fake or politically correct, if I'm pronouncing it right. So it have to be from the heart. It have to be real. And that's the thing about with my organization and with some of the people that has been along beside this movement for the last 8-9 years here in the city. It have to be real. There's so many black organizations out there that's receiving grants, that's receiving donations and have sponsors. They're simply, the only thing that they can do is give out canned goods and give out backpacks and doing stuff that is someone else's agenda that's not really reaching the community. Name a true charity that has reached the community except free lunch, which was started by the Black Panthers. But name another charity that has been there. I can't name too many. And if it is, where are the testimonials? Because word spread around the hood fast, about something. You have some cities that has over 80 black millionaires in the city, meaning basketball teams, football teams, and the baseball teams. And the city still look like crap. How are you going to have 80 black millionaires, not including the businessmen, sports figures and sports players that's riding around and performing for the city, but none of them are putting in work?
Right, so you're saying like financial advisors or something?
More than that, we have to have,
educating them, and helping them
education.
to
It takes capital, it takes money.
put their money back into the community.
Put the money back in the community. If just like we have someone that's in the community here in Louisville, let's say they making $30 million a year. Okay, if you're making that much a year, you mean to tell me you can't go buy about 20 to 30 houses down in the West End and fix them up and start black employment? In an education program, it ain't gonna take no more than $100,000. So they can't do that. But I'm not knocking anybody. It's a start. But we have different artists. They doing basketball courts. Okay, that's fine and dandy. That's something. That's fun. That's entertainment. But what about the education? There's not one figure that I've seen yet. And I've been doing this for 9 years now. I spent a lot of my own personal money bringing forth artists and artistry and performance and knowledge to the city. I'm not taking all the credit because there's a lot of people that helped me also. Also because Salad Park, they think that we're chasing to follow white people to where really they're following us. They have to, now if we come out with some different style next year, I wouldn't be surprised 5 years from now that they be sounding like the Migos.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And Migos really got it from Bone. But that's an argument that I'm from the original school.
That's another show.
But that's another show, right? But if you look at all of that back then, it circles around. We are creators of the people of the earth, and it's not just, and that's what makes us significant. It's not the significant, being significant, having your hair straight. It's the significance of having your hair like wool. Your hair, what's the significance about that? So that's the thing about it. They're trying to make you feel bad. So you see, everybody got straight hair.
But
Who
they
cares
always
about
want
that?
to touch it.
They want to touch their hair.
First thing they want to do, they want to touch
Right.
it.
Who cares about your hair being straight? Okay, everybody got their hair straight, but their hair of wool. Jesus' hair was of wool. Buddha's hair was of wool. Vishnu was hair of wool. Shiva hair was of wool. All the guys had hair of wool. Now, why is that?
Because they didn't have a perm.
That's the knowledge. See, I'm making you go down that rabbit hole.
His hair was a wool.
Everybody hair was of
They didn't have
wool.
perms back
Yeah.
then.
And no perm. A perm is a colloquial word.
I know, it's
That's
like
a
what
brand
things are
name.
here now.
Right.
So, I mean, times have changed, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, times haven't changed. If that's the situation, trees wouldn't grow up. Times change, so it's gonna grow sideways. That's been a myth too. Remember, everything that has been taught in over in America has been taught from someone else. We think red is red. We think black is black. We think it's certain things like you said. Time has changed. Times haven't changed. People change. So there is an influence. It's a curvature in the geometric shape of time, on the charts of time, to make it change.
That was a figure of speech.
Right, but I'm just going in though. You know what I'm saying? It's just a change of time, and I always look at, like, I guess some people say I'm stuck in the 90s, in the early 2000s. I guess I am, but I'm not stuck. Technology makes time change. No more than 5-10 years ago, you wouldn't be on no Ustream broadcast. They probably didn't have it, or didn't have it where it was clear. So
It's evolving.
It's evolving, and it's evolving with technology. Who controls the technology?
Corporations like Microsoft, Google,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sony.
Do we own any of it, or do they just use our skill set to develop different things? Because even with me, I'm an engineer by trade, but it's been plenty of times with my employer, I'm like, man, you know what? They ain't doing nothing but using me. And at the drop of the dime, they can fire me and then replace me within 5 days if they want to.
You have to take that money that you're making from there and like invest it back into something that matters for you. Flip it.
That's what the Knowledge Fest is doing.
You know.
I've been doing it successfully for the last, really supposed to be Knowledge Fest 8. I skipped a year, but it's Knowledge Fest 7. And that's what I've been doing. I said, if I'm going to take this little bit of money that I have and this extra, it comes with sacrifice too, but I'm going to develop it in the community. I'm going to put something forth where they can remember because I have children that was in elementary school that the parents brought them 5 and 6 years ago. Say, man, I remember going to the first Knowledge Fest. Now they're teenagers. Here's a civic lesson that we forget: the power is in the people. Who votes on the curriculum? The board, right? Okay. Who puts that board in their neighborhood? Who puts that person in office?
The people.
So why, if all these West End parents and all these, not just West End, so-called people, melanated people or black people, if they're that concerned, look at their representative of their school district of the area. I guarantee you don't look like them. We have one black person, which is now she's the head. She's been in there for years. So when they go out into these neighborhoods and say, hey, vote for me, why are we quick to put these white folks on the board? Why ain't no more black? How many in the last 5 to 10 years? I can count on one hand how many black school board members there has been. Maybe 2.
We have to pursue those positions, though.
Right. We do have to pursue it, but there's nobody there to make them think. Who's making them think? So you have the aldermen, which the people are constituents. They supposed to have educational programs. They supposed to teach them about civics, law, because ignorance of the law is no excuse. So who is teaching these people or bringing these people out and say, hold on, y'all, look who y'all voting for the school board. There's nobody saying anything. So they're allowing these Europeans to fulfill these positions in a predominantly black area, and then they want to come back and complain about the curriculum. They can't. So if we had some representation up there, of course they'd be like, well, hold on, no, we can be sensitive to being in the LGBTQ community per se, but at the same time, we're gonna tell the truth. Everybody's not gay. Sometimes, a lot of times, we're straight. We don't want to see 2 men kissing or 2 women kissing, and so forth and so forth. So that's just my take of it, and some of the community, I'm pretty sure that they feel like that too. They don't want to see that. I would want to see my children where they can learn about it, but let me teach them that. I don't want the school to teach them nothing about that. That's just my personal opinion.
All right, so the Knowledge Fest is taking place Friday, March the 9th. Doors are going to open up at 6 p.m. at the Glasswork building.
The Glasswork's on the top floor. Come up there. This year we allowing vendors to vend food.
Okay.
They do have to have a disclaimer up there, so just in case someone eat it and they're allergic to something, I won't get sued and they won't get sued. So they're gonna have insurance also, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a couple of performances, and our main focus is gonna be KRS-One. You haven't been to the city in a long time, and then after that, come party with us at the concert at Diamonds. We're gonna have a concert immediately afterwards,
right?
And we're gonna have a lot of local artists that's gonna be there. That's gonna open up. It's gonna start. It's $35 online. Don't come to the door without a ticket and get it online. Use that technology because I'm gonna bust your head at the door.
Okay.
$50 at the door. So get it online.
On Eventbrite?
On Eventbrite, or they can go on my website to get it, or they can go to not Eventbrite. I'm sorry. They can go online to get the dual combo, the $45, where you can get into the concert. And the Knowledge Fest for $45. You can go on Eventbrite to get that, but for the concert only, it's on TicketWeb. It's controlled by Ticketmaster.
Okay.
And it's going to be $35 all night. It's not going to change. But if you come in there without a ticket, $50 at the door.
All right,
so,
all right.
I might be without a ticket because I got a booking, but I'm gonna swing through.
Okay.
I'm booked. Okay, but I am gonna swing through on something.
Oh, okay then.
Whether it's early at 6, or I mean, I really want to hear the lecture myself. Right. So
well, if you come through, bruh,
it may
we can talk about some press passes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can talk about some press passes because I want all black media to. I want us, KRS-One have a large white following, which is fine.
Yeah.
White people love hip hop.
They do.
Original hip hop. So I just want a chance for our people to see him too. I want a chance for our people to get close to him, because it's just like if we had some other artist come down here, that's black, Beyonce or something, and it's gonna be nothing but mainstream. But she's like, no, let me get these local black media guys to have an opportunity to interview me versus mainstream. Mm-hmm. So that's the same thing I'm doing KRS-One and all the artists, because next year I'm shooting for other, if I find some sponsorship here, I'll stay here in Louisville. If not, there are other cities that want the concept.
No, you
of
can't
the-
take it from Louisville.
Well, y'all better be working to get some sponsorship. This costs some money.
Yeah.
Everything costs money, and right now I'm just trying to sell these tickets. You know, ticket sales are slow in Louisville. You know, like David Banner, I didn't sell no tickets there until like 2 weeks before. I'm like, then they start complaining, man, it's $25. I'm like, well, the ticket's been on sale. So that's one reason why, you know, other artists skip Louisville. It's like Louisville's in the way. You got Nashville, then Indianapolis on 65. They just skip Louisville. You know, why is that? You know, so that's what it is. Just come out to Knowledge Fest, see what we about. Come see the legendary KRS-One. Get close with the brother. You know, come out and see Blackness. Hear spoken word. Hear and be educated about, you know, hip hop. I want some young people to go there because we're gonna have young artists there too. There's gonna be, you know, that understand real hip hop. You know, they got a little following too. So
Okay,
we're gonna have
good.
young artists there. Yeah.
Good. So that's going to be Friday, March 9th at 815 Market Street at the Glasswork Building.
Right.
And then the after concert.
After concert is gonna be
At Diamonds
at
Concert
Diamonds,
Hall.
right there on East Broadway, right there at Diamonds Concert Hall.
630 Barrett Avenue.
Yep. And it's also March the 9th is a very significant date also.
Biggie.
There you go. I'm gonna tell you what was it? Biggie. That's when Biggie died.
Okay.
That's when Biggie died. So we lost one of the greatest MCs ever. You know, I'm a pockhead though. I'm just keeping it real, but I gotta give a shout out to Biggie Smalls. You know, I shaded that brother because he came with some lyrics that people still can't understand how he think of it in his head. You know, and flip it and do all kind of other stuff with it. So that's the significance of energy right there. So I just hope Louisville come out. I hope, man, this is our day. It's time for us to shine. It's time for us to be real about it. Come out. It's gonna be a lot of brothers out there. It's gonna be a lot of nice looking sisters out there. So mingle around, network. That's what it's about. It's not just, you know, hear the knowledge. Network. If you see that nice looking sister, and hey, same thing with the sisters with the brothers. It's all love. It's family. Yeah,
That's what's up.
straight up.
So I got, 2 tickets to go to the
Knowledge-
concert.
You got
And
right.
then I have 2 packages for the Knowledge Fest and the concert. We're going to be giving those out today, so y'all stay tuned. And during the whole month of February, we'll be giving out tickets to go to the Knowledge Fest. So as we play our game, name that song, Ice, I think it's a good idea we give these out. So you guys stay tuned, call in to the show. This is Tia B. This is
All right.
She's here with
We're
the Knowledge
back.
Festival, and this is the
It's the
IC show.
IC
Let's go on
show.
commercial break.
And I'm here with Patah. He is the organizer of the Knowledge Fest that's happening here March the 9th. So Patah, before you get out of here, let everyone know how they can get tickets to the Knowledge Fest and how they can get in contact with you.
They can go to my website, which is www.meetinc, that's meetinc.org, and they can see exactly where they can purchase their tickets, or they can call area code 502-509-1218, and they can get those tickets. Tickets is going away fast, so
All right,
don't wait
so
till the
yeah.
last minute.
It's
I'm
gonna
telling
be
you.
a dope event. Come out,
Yes,
you
it will.
guys, and hear KRS-One and other great speakers. They're gonna be dropping some knowledge. We're gonna talk about some things that, you know, really touch home for us as a community, as a people. So let's stand up and support Louisville. Hope to see you guys there. This is our show. We're gonna wrap it up. Y'all make sure y'all tune in next week. Same time, same place. All right.
Peace.
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky, rise up. KRS-One, March 9th, 2018. I'm doing the Knowledge Fest. I'm bringing it right there. We're gonna go deep into African studies, deep into black culture. Make sure you're there. You can also go to KRS-1.com. That's KRS-1.com. I got a Black History lecture going on there, and you can get the album, The World Is Mine, MIND. March 9th, 2018, Knowledge Fest, Louisville, Kentucky. See you there.
The party gets lighter, flow with the master rhymer. That's a leap behind